Good evening, everyone. I'm Ads from UTG. Welcome to the Thursday night update. Before we begin tonight, hit that like button. Of course, tap the subscribe button if you can, and of course, tick the bell to stay updated on all of our content that's coming up. Of course, we aim to make videos and update you all 5 days a week on this market and what we think is going to happen over the course of the week and what we think is going to happen next. So, without further ado, let's talk about BTC and what we've spoken about this week. This week, we've spoken about this supply being retested. It's been tested 3 times. We were talking about this formation. It could break either side, down or up. Our most talked about direction in the sense of BTC was to the upside, and it's nice to see. And I'm glad to say that we have broken to the upside and we are looking like a retest of 40,000 is going to be on the cards. Exactly what we've been speaking about literally all week. So hopefully you guys have been paying attention. Hopefully you guys are subscribed. If you're not, hit that subscribe button, of course. You can find out any more info about UTG and you can join the Discord in the links in the description. I do encourage you all to join us in the Discord. But with BTC, we are now trending very well above the 50 RSI. We are trending up and we are about to get to that resistance level in the sense of steamroller, and CCI has made a higher high. So we are on our way on that trajectory to 40K. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight to get above this. It's going to be a fight to get towards 45 and then back up to 50. It will take some volume and it will take some bulls, some pushing for BTC. So if we're looking at the volume, you can see what I'm talking about. When we were having the slippage from 60 down to about 40, down to about 30, we were looking at higher volume scenarios where the pushes on both sides were more great. You're looking at more sells and more buys on both sides of the book. Now we are not seeing any such thing. We are looking at price walking to that point, or to the point that we're used to, or to the point that we're looking towards, should I say. So it's going to be an interesting next couple of days into next week, because we don't have the volume at the moment to really confirm that we're going to push above 40K. And it's not odd so much as we've had a huge run to the downside you've had a 50% pullback essentially from 65K all the way down to, what was it, about 31. So it doesn't surprise me one bit that we are seeing lower volume. You're seeing less money thrown back into the market and you're seeing less buyer confidence in this movement. But don't be mistaken. It's at times like this where price is finding bottoms is where the money is made. And I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice, but I've been accumulating some BTC, some Ethereum, and some of the other USD caps at the bottom of this market cycle. We spoke very, very in depth about the daily time frame the other day. We were looking at these levels of demand here. We were looking at steamroller being oversold. We were looking at RSI being oversold. What we said was it looks like we might have a bit of a recovery here on a higher time frame to push us back at least towards 38 and 50 and 61. It's definitely looking like the price action, like the indicators, can facilitate this on a daily time frame. So it's going to be very interesting to see as we continue to push up as I'm speaking, what happens around this $40,000 mark. If we do get rejected here, it'll be a sad day, believe me, but more than likely we'll end up back towards our 31K if we do get rejected. But not getting ahead of myself just yet. We'll see and revisit this in the Discord tomorrow and of course over the weekend as well. Moving on tonight, we'll have a look at ETH. I'm sure it's moving in the same direction. We haven't pushed through that level of supply. Very short term, very low quality level here. But We are nearly there. We are eating away at this level as I speak. Of course, 29.31 is the key area that we need to break. If we close above this, get a push and a close, not a wick. If we get a decent close above this, I'll be looking towards that 61.8 at 33.72 for a further move to the upside. However, on a lower time frame, we could probably expect something along the lines of this to occur if we get that, or it could be as simple as something like that. So we'll see how that plays out. That's just loosely playing with a lot of the levels. Of course, you've got a break in this previous structure, and then of course we could have a pullback that retests that structure for a further move up. So that's how it does sometimes play out. And you'd be looking at a smaller time frame using your Fibonacci to really gauge how that would work. Okay, let's have a look at XRP. We haven't looked at this for quite some time, and it's a fair trend to see on the USD pairs that are moving to the upside, because the USD, of course, it is pulling from BTC, it is pulling from the major pair. So we are seeing this same sort of trend relayed across those USD pairs. And XRP, although it is not moving in the same fashion as in percentage-wise, let's have a look. Is it 5%, 6%, 5%? Not too bad. Not too bad. It doesn't look as impressive on the chart, but if you're looking at a percentage change, then it's right in line with the USD pairs as well. So that's good to see. If we are to see XRP move up, and of course it's got a little bit more room than where we've recently spoken about BTC and ETH, that has the facilities, or that has the room on the indicators, most notably Steamroller and RSI, to retest our 118 level. And that will be a nice little recovery, since around 65 cents, as we saw just down here. So that's looking like a nearly 80 or an 80% move to the upside in only a week or two. So that's a decent return. And that's what I'm really referring to as this is where the money is made, because if a lot of retailers, newer traders, traders that are a little bit emotional in the sense of the charts, are selling into these dips or selling into these pullbacks, if we're looking at the lower extremities of these market cycles, these are the areas that we want to be looking to average in and expect a movement to the upside, as we discussed for BTC on the daily time frame. Tonight, we'll move on and we'll have a look at the last pair, which is the DXY. It is a regulated market, of course, not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of UTG, of course. A couple of things I want to point out with the DXY. First things first, you need to chart this, keep it on your radar, because it does measure the strength of the USD. And we can see it's not one-to-one correlated with the USD pairs that we usually look at in crypto. However, it can be loosely followed in the sense of we can see the USD price go down and we can see some of the USD pairs move to the upside. It is loose, not a one-to-one correlation, of course. We did see and we did retest that 90.235 level yesterday, and of course we had a decent rejection off this level again for this third time now, and it's proving harder to move up and move through it. But if we're looking at a lower time frame, most notably the 30-minute, let's see where this pullback ended up. So if we go fib retracement, swing low to swing high, draw from left to right, you can see that the first pullback pulled us back to the 61, and then we rejected on the 23.6 on the 30-minute time frame over the course of today. So if you're looking at a smaller time frame, it can give you more up-to-date information, of course. But if you are a swing trader like myself and my partner in crime, Ty, or Tex, as you know, I'm in the Discord, it can skew your perspective on the chart. So just be very mindful how far deep you go into the market or into these lower time frames if your trading is taking place on a daily or a 4-hour. Where can we expect the DXY to go? We are being held on the 50 RSI currently. There was a bearish divergence that was called on that oscillator as well. So we had a double top on the UTG RSI, that's a bearish divergence signal, and of course we did get the signal and we moved to the downside pretty much immediately. So that's a decent indicator there for your movements, and of course it did happen again here to the left hand side, and that was a movement to the downside. So purple is bullish, red is bearish in the sense of divergence. You can see the difference here, getting divergence, push to the upside, very easy to follow. So make sure you're taking advantage of this free indicator UTG-RSI. It is there and you can use it for free. But in the sense of the DXY, I do expect it probably to have another go at this 90.235 area over the course of today and tomorrow, and we'll get our decision on if we are going to push through this level. I'll be looking for a close above to confirm that we are going to move towards our 90.8 level of supply up there. Thank you all for joining me tonight though. It's been a pleasure. I won't be on tomorrow night, unfortunately. Hopefully my partner in crime can step in and fill my shoes. If not, we'll see you next week. I'm Ads from UTG. Join the Discord if you can, and the link's below, and I'll see you next week.